Hi everyone, it is so good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. Well, today is certainly an active weather day. There's a chance for some heavy rain, some thunderstorms mix in. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick, he is tracking it all.
Going to be a very active day weather-wise today with showers and storms returning to the forecast. Saw a little bit of light activity this morning, but the afternoon and evening hours, heavier rainfall, stronger thunderstorms, and a flooding potential. And that has prompted flood watches to be issued. These came down yesterday, but they're in effect today through Friday morning. So those strong storms and heavy rains could lead to flooding or flash flooding in the area. It could start as early as 2 o'clock this afternoon, but I'm thinking the main event is going to be between about 5 and 10 o'clock in the evening hours. That's when the strongest storms or the heaviest rains will be falling. Will also help to cap off some of those temperatures from getting too hot. So take a snapshot of how Future Tracker will develop throughout the day. Scattered showers and storms at first and likely over North Idaho at around 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But watch how this fills up into a widespread, heavier rainfall event heading into the evening hours. The more widespread the rain is, the less likely we're going to see severe thunderstorms. But all that rainfall could certainly add up very quickly. So that's why we are under that flood risk, and some areas could get more than an inch of rain today.
Some new details here at noon. Religious broadcaster Pat Robertson has died. CBS's Michael George takes a look at the life of the Christian Coalition leader who had a major impact on both religion and politics.
Evangelical minister Pat Robertson's desire to preach the gospel led him to turn a small Virginia TV station into the global Christian broadcasting network.
The God of the Hebrews and the God of the Christians is the God of the Bible and the God of the Ten Commandments.
Robertson hosted the network's flagship show, The 700 Club, which became a fixture in American living rooms for more than 50 years. At times, his pronouncements drew heavy criticism, including the belief that God allowed the September 11th terror attacks to happen because the U.S. had become a nation of abortion and pornography. In 1988, Robertson ran for the Republican presidential nomination. Shortly after finishing second in the Iowa caucuses, he spoke to CBS's Dan Rather.
The message they're sending out of Iowa in relation to my campaign is they want America to be first. They want to return to traditional moral values.
While his bid for the GOP nomination fell short, his influence in politics grew. In 1989, he launched the Christian Coalition, cementing the close relationship between evangelical Christian voters and the Republican Party that continues today.
He wanted to give us final blessings. He wanted to tell us how much he loved us.
On the 700 Club Thursday, host Gordon Robertson spoke about his father's final moments and his legacy. Michael George, CBS News.
It is just 3 minutes past noon right now. Today would have been Kaylee Gonsalves' 22nd birthday. She was one of the 4 University of Idaho students killed in November. And in honor of her birthday, Kaylee's family will be celebrating today as Kaylee J Day. People can honor her life and legacy by purposefully doing something they love to do. And you can share how you're celebrating the day by using the hashtag KayleeJDay on social media. Meanwhile, the man charged with those murderers doesn't want cameras in the courtroom. According to court filings, the defense claims that social media posts made about Bryan Kohberger often overanalyzed his body language. So far, a judge has allowed cameras in every hearing, but a motion filed on Tuesday states the suspect and his attorneys want more limited camera use within the courtroom. His attorneys say that under the Sixth Amendment, he has a right to a fair trial, and more access to viewing him in hearings could unfairly prejudice the trial itself. Coming in new in the last 12 hours, the North Idaho College Board of Trustees met for their final regular meeting before a hearing on the college's accreditation. The board approved a $53 million budget for the 2024 fiscal year. However, there was some drama. Board members shouted over each other while talking about selecting a new college attorney.
Stating he could sanction.
The college's president and 2 of its trustees wanted to pick a Spokane law firm to represent the college. That firm currently represents about 100 schools. 2 of the other trustees said the lawyer should be from Idaho. Both are interested in Colton Boyle, who has previously represented former Idaho Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin.
No disrespect to Colton Boyles, I don't even know the guy, but I looked at his resume. He doesn't have any experience in this. None at all.
So board members could hold a special meeting to further discuss new legal representation. A decision on the college's accreditation status is expected at the end of June or coming up sometime next month.
I think we're kind of at a deadlock at the moment.
An ordinance that would have given the Liberty Lake City Council oversight on the library board is officially dead. The ordinance gave council power to approve or reject library board policies. Earlier this week, the council failed to reach a supermajority vote after the mayor vetoed the ordinance last month. The veto cited confusion in the wording. It also expressed concern that the council did not listen to the public during the finalization of the ordinance.
Unfortunately, I feel like with the veto, we've kind of thrown the baby out with the bathwater, because, you know, there were a lot of changes that the board requested, that the public requested.
The city council can draft a new ordinance, but the one the mayor vetoed cannot be brought up for consideration again. One council member told KREM 2 he will not vote to approve any library budget request until the council has oversight of the board.
It's a huge loss. Someone having so much experience, being such a legend in the community, it's an enormous loss.
This afternoon, we are learning more about the Spokane climber who went missing on Mount Rainier last week. The local climbing community considered Dawes Eddie a legend. In fact, Eddie once held the record for being the oldest person to summit Mount Everest, and he was climbing Mount Rainier for the 50th time. That was in celebration of his 80th birthday.
Certainly anytime we lose a local legend like that, it's just, there's such a wealth of knowledge that comes from older, more experienced climbers that's just lost anytime someone passes away, whether from natural causes or in the mountains. So that's super devastating.
After Eddie had not been heard from, a rescue team started searching last Friday. They did find a body matching his description on Tuesday evening. At this time, they cannot confirm if it is actually Eddie until an identification can be made by the Pierce County Medical Examiner. We'll certainly bring you the very latest as we know it.